What up? What up? What up? It happened, people. Tommy, seven of them. Look at that. We've exceeded Tommy in the podcast, but Tommy got 7 rings, boy. It's your boy. We're back. The Danger Crew. We're fresh off the Super Bowl. It's your boy, Mitch. What up, people? Always to my right-hand man, the #1 most dangerous co-host in podcast history, James Easton. What's up, baby?
What's up, Mitch? What's up, Mike? What's up, Carlos?
What's up?
Great.
We got the Sultan
game.
as usual, the Sultan of stats, Carlos Franco. What's going down, baby?
What up, man? This
And look, he's back, man. The most dangerous Jet fan in South Florida, man. He's sitting there. He's back for 2 weeks in a row. My cuz, man. We had to bring him back on this week, and I'll tell you why. He was the lone wolf last week, right? He was the only one that picked Tommy to win the Super Bowl, so we had to bring him back for that. And, you may see a lot more of him. I don't know. He may have earned a spot with the contract negotiations going on. I heard Schefter on NFL Network today. It's kind of crazy. And
we got to trade for him. We got to trade for him.
But he's pushing the wallet, people. I don't know what he's doing, But no, man, look, for what it's worth, we'll talk about it, obviously. This is the No Ma'am podcast Super Bowl edition. Or whatever you want to do. I don't know. We got to talk about the weekend and get your thoughts on that because it was entertaining. I mean, it was no Nipplegate, I'm just saying. But,
it was still dope, though. I like it.
Yeah. And wait, I got to interrupt you guys for a second, and I just got to go. Oh.
Yeah, the one wolf, he got him, man.
The wolf got you. That's all I got to say.
I'm going to be wearing my hat backwards most of the show in honor of Mr. Bruce Arians, my doppelganger. So, Bruce, shout out to Bruce. Shout out to Gronk, to Tom, to the whole Buccaneers team. But, look, we're going to start it off. Wes, I had off yesterday. I told you I'd take off on the Super Bowl, right? So, I went to go drive by to go see Edith and Esther and Irv and everybody, and they weren't having it. They were mad. They didn't want to. They didn't want to come. They didn't want to talk this week. So I went down. I started talking to some of the cops. Man, I went down to the CMPD headquarters. Man, we're talking to the boys.
Dude, I don't talk to the popo.
But listen, Officer Krupke, he was just like, "Yo, tell my boy Carlos, the Sultan of Stats, that." We ride with him. That's my peoples. I was like, all right. I mean, y'all got it. He said, we don't like you too much because you're kind of outspoken. Wes is good. But I was like, oh, you do your thing, man. So, but I asked them about the Super Bowl, but they all loved, are you serious? They told me, they were like, you got it better than Randy Moss. We see him, we're going to arrest him just because his show is not as good as yours. I was like, I get it. I understand. So tonight's Are You Serious, though, is all about the Super Bowl. So whatever happened in the Super Bowl, pick something, whatever it is.
Man, I got it.
Are you serious? Wes, I know you have one. So you look fired up. So I'm going to let you go first tonight. And if you got 2, chuck them in there. I'm good.
I got two.
You got to understand it, Mike. Well, hold on a second. I got to preface it. Mike, Wes's thing is when you tell Wes to pick one, like a no ma'am of the week, right? So a quarterback, Wes gives you 2. So Wes is known as the alphabet soup, the A and B. He got you covered. So
nice.
Look at yours, my friend.
All right.
My first Are You Serious is Kansas City punter, Townsend, whatever. Are you serious, dude? We haven't paid no attention to you all season because Kansas City never punted. But when you got to show up and punt to get your boys out of the end zone, you shanked a 30-yarder. Then you probably shanked 2 30-yarders. I think your average for the day was about 25 yards as a punter. That is ridiculous. Are you serious?
But wait, hold on a second. The one that they called back,
he boomed it.
Yeah. The one that doesn't count.
Like 55, 60 yards. He crushed it, and then they called a penalty, and he kicked a 30-yarder.
I was gonna say that same thing actually with you, Mitch. Exactly, that's what happened. But he had a rough day though. I gotta agree with my man.
And my last one, but Are You Serious? And nobody's even bringing it up. Didn't we have a streaker? Did we not have a streaker in the Super Bowl?
From Boca. From Boca.
Nice, Florida.
Mitch, that
Of
was either
course.
Edith or the crew. That was Edith or the crew.
No, dude, I thought at first I thought it was my boy Herman, man. I was like, "What's up?" But no, you want to check this out. I'm sorry, Bruce. I had to turn it around, buddy. Let me tell you about the little. I read this about the streaker today. Check this out. They made a bet, like somewhere, like some crazy like $35,000 bet that there was going to be a streaker, right? So his homeboy, listen, his buddy was the first streaker that got their attention, and he went, and he had like a lingerie. He had some lingerie on with a little thong in the back, but they wound up winning like $375,000.
My God.
So so they did the math. They was like the bet was like 35. To get out of jail, it was like $4,000. He net profited like $370,000.
Nice.
It's a good day. That's
It's
a
a
good
great
day. Right?
Hey, let's give a shout out to the streaker. Shout out to the streaker, people.
All right.
You know,
That's a man with a plan, and actually, you know what? I like
they
it. I like
executed
it.
They figured it out. Yep.
Yeah.
they had the one dude who was a distraction, and the other dude was like deuces. Yo, but that hit he took at the end, that was great.
You knew that was coming.
He was like, "Okay, I'm done." You know. But, hey, Carlos. So, what's your Are You Serious Super Bowl edition?
Mine is the amount of penalties KC had. Some of them were suspect, though. You can't front. Some of them were like ticky-tacky.
I don't
And
know.
some of them should. This is the Super Bowl. You don't call some of these.
Los,
But
let
I
me
don't
just
know
ask
about
you one
that.
before
Like, they were
halftime.
blatant. They were so blatant that's how they had to be called. And that's how I felt. Like the one with Evans, I mean, he totally took his legs out, even though it's uncatchable. I mean, he was beat and he took his legs out.
We're going to stay on that one. You don't think that's incidental?
It doesn't.
That was incidental. And
the
rule says pass interference has to be catchable. It was not. It was like 6 yards ahead of him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It appeared to be uncatchable, so I'm with you. But I'm just saying it looked to me like the defensive guys were blatant penalties, it seemed like. Like the hold was really bad on the one dude, you know.
I have to agree with Wes.
I mean, that one may be all right, you know.
I have to agree with Wes on that one because that one was incidental contact. Because he was falling to the ground and it was like they were both of them were going to the ground.
Right.
And like Carlos said, the rule is if it's catchable, then it's. But that ball.
The only problem I have is the defensive guy was beat, and it seemed like he kind of.
And the reason I only bring up that are you serious for the penalties is if you look at the stat line, toe to toe, they're right there.
Yeah.
They both of them couldn't get a first down if they like defended on it. Yeah. All right. They both ran okay. Towards the end, it looked like Bucks were running a lot faster and strong because they looked like they were winning. But
Fournette was
fourth downs. Mm-hmm. They were both down there. So, and my second one is what happened to the offense? The guards, they went out to lunch. They stopped blocking.
They got hurt. They were a replacement crew, man.
Yeah, big time. They were hurting there, but I think that's not giving enough justice to Tampa's. Pierre Paul. They were lethal.
Oh man, giant.
They were lethal, bro, on the other side.
Hey, Pierre Paul, baby. What
I
up?
don't care how many fingers the guy's got. You know what? That dude can play football. And
we're stupid. We thought he lost his fingers, and we said fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of people
make better prosthetics in Florida, man. They make better prosthetics down in Florida, so
Yeah.
No, I mean, here, Carlos, I want to talk about the penalties for a second, and on how I think that impacted the game, because it's not only a great Are You Serious, but it's a great point because I don't think those penalties those dictated the game as much as you may think. Okay, because it wasn't. Hold on a second. There wasn't a lot of down. There was a lot more penalties that they could have called. But they didn't. I think that, to Mike's point, is a lot of them were blatant. Look, the Chiefs went in there with that chest puffed out, and after the first quarter, maybe it got deflated a little bit, and that's hard to take.
It's momentum.
Yeah.
And you know, with any sport, they had a good drive. I forgot what quarter it was, and then boom, they got hit with a penalty that was suspect again.
Well, I think my Are You Serious will shed a little light on it. Mike, I'm gonna let you go next though.
Okay, good. My Are You Serious is actually kind of more of another reason why how the game could have been changed possibly, and it's two players on the Chiefs, where Patrick Mahomes made two scrambles. Both times I thought if it's any other quarterback in the league, he's getting sacked. And I couldn't believe he got away, and he was like,
did you see that
balanced? Just throws this unbelievable ball all the way to Damian Williams, and it hits him right in the face, and he drops it right. And then the other one is the same thing happened with Tyreek Hill later on in the game. Granted, the game might have been out of touch by then. But still, if those plays are made,
the Williams play, you just said the first play, that Williams play could change the course of the game.
Could change the whole momentum of that game in that second. If he, you know what, he has to make that catch. And I know it's difficult. I know the ball might have been tipped in front of him, whatever. When Patrick Mahomes makes that incredible play, I mean, I could not believe that he not only even got the pass off, but got it all the way to the end zone. It's unbelievable, his arm, by the way. Just unbelievable. And like as he's getting tackled by like two guys, you know, and he gets this pass off, and it's unbelievable, and it ends up being right there for Williams. Man, you gotta make that catch, dude. You gotta make that catch.
You are the number.
This is the Super Bowl, man. This is it. You know what I mean? This is it might be your only shot in your life, Damian Williams, you know, for all you know, right? You know, you don't know what you're doing. It's true, right? Is he going to be on the team next year? We don't know, right? You know, so this might be his only shot in his whole career. And that was your chance, you know, to make a statement, you know, and you didn't, you know, you didn't in the biggest moment there was. You didn't.
You know? And that's right. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, that hit him right in the face. I mean,
man, come on. You got to make that catch. You got to, especially when Mahomes makes the play. That was the thing to me was like, I couldn't believe he got the pass off. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, touchdown. And he drops it. I'm like, oh, you know, and I was like, wow, that right there. I was like, man, that's like, Mike, could be the difference.
Don't you think the teammates were shocked too? Like they're looking at, like, it seemed like at halftime, every time Mahomes took a snap, he started scrambling in zigzag formation. Like,
he was running for his life.
Exactly, before he even looked downfield. So them guys are looking at him like, oh shit. Are they going to get him? Are they going to get him? Oh shit, he threw it. Oh, it's coming at me. Bam, it's in my face.
No, so they're definitely surprised. But you know what? You got to, absolutely. But like, there's no excuses because.
He threw it at me. So, you know, they're like, damn, we playing backyard football today because we can't even run an offense.
Right.
Like, every time he snapped the ball, he's running in zigzag. I was talking to Lee, and I'm like, Lee, this is comical because I've never seen Patrick Mahomes take a snap, and he's running 15 yards down the field before he squares up to throw it.
Yeah, I mean,
the offensive line didn't want to come
no, I mean,
and you know what? Also, though, I was going to say one thing to that.
And they were still getting to him, 4 against 5. And they were still getting to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. But I will say this, too. It's also faulty on Andy Reid. I'm actually going to criticize him a little bit here.
Yeah, he got
They abandoned the run way too early in that game.
That's what I was telling Mitch.
I don't know why they didn't use Bell at all. I would have had Bell and Hilaire back there. You know, you can do a lot of tricks with 2 running backs and stuff. You got to mix some stuff up like that.
They're not patient.
So I'm gonna lead you guys into my Are You Serious? Hold on, Wes. Because I'll let you go first on this one. But my Are You Serious? Hey, bring it closer, fucking Andy Reid. Are you serious? That's football 101, like we talked about in the garage, Wes, at halftime. You're getting pressured all first 2 quarters. Every down you have the ball. Why would you not put another running back out there? A, help, and B, to just chuck a little ball to. You got
run some draws, run some screens, run some things.
He's one of the best screen running backs in the game. You put him out there with Hilaire or even Williams, let Williams block. You know, and you don't do anything. So Andy Reid, like, you know, like you had the tools, you just didn't use them.
How about talking about drop passes, Kelsey?
Yeah, he dropped a couple of
Come
good
on.
passes too.
Come on, man, you're the best tight end in the league, hands down.
But come on, man, he still wound up with 9-10 catches and over 100 yards.
But it didn't mean nothing.
Doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah, but you
had that touchdown.
Listen, he can't do every. Look, that's that. Okay, so part 1A of mine, because I got a 2 for you. My part 1A with that is, where the fuck is Sammy Watkins? Where the fuck is McCall Hardman? Where are these other receivers? They're worthless. Yeah. Those 2 guys are worthless.
You put too much stock into those guys.
Yeah. We're talking Kelsey here.
We're talking
Kelsey and Hill.
You know what, though? I think we got to give some credit also, once again, on the other side of the field to Todd Bowles and the defensive coordinating on that team.
Absolutely.
Because they shut them down. Antoine Winfield and the boys shut down Tyreek Hill and the boys. They did, man. They shut him down, gave him the piece, exactly. That was as a little side note to that, as a coach, like, you never want your players on your team to make a stupid penalty for something like that. But that is the one time, if I'm on the sideline and I'm the coach and he comes over, dude, I'm like, coach, it's all right, dude.
Yo, his DB coach went up to him and gave him a slap on the ass. He was like, "Good job, buddy. Good job." You know? So, it's the one time. You know what? He deserved that, bro. And they shouldn't have thrown the flag. I hate the NFL that they do. No,
that.
you have to. You have to.
Why?
You couldn't do that.
You have to.
Why? Wait. You say that,
but they should throw it on Tyreek Hill too for taunting. They should throw it on Tyreek Hill for
absolutely
taunting.
No. Listen. The reason you have to call out a penalty is because. Difference with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek's doing it while he's running into the end zone. It's
still taunting. It's still taunting.
It's not really. It's really not.
It is,
what they consider their definition of taunting is after the play is over, you're standing over a player or you go into his face and go, you know, something like that. That's what they're going at.
But wait a second. Like, in the NBA, you know, you can sit there and talk trash all day long with people, and that's okay.
You can't. That's totally.
But you know, I mean, I'm just saying they should allow a little bit of it.
Hey, but did everybody see how respected Tom Brady was when he's the one that was taunting Matthew, and Matthew
was jawing him back too, dude.
But the aggressor was Brady. Brady was following him and chasing him.
Yeah, that was the second time. The first time Matthew was on him. And so let me talk about that for a second. Hey, Tyrann Mathieu, honey bagger, badger, whatever the hell, honeycombs, whatever you are. Let me ask you a question directly, homeboy. Are you serious? You're gonna say that Tom Brady was calling you words that you can't use? You're so full of shit, it's ridiculous. You know what? You got your ass burnt. He exposed you, and he threw on you. He wasn't afraid of you like everybody else is, and he dominated you. And then he talks shit to you, and then you're gonna call him a racist, basically. You know what, Tyrann?
That's bullshit. Look, that's sore loser right there, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. 100, Carlos.
Let me tell you something, honeycombs. You lost a lot of cool points from me on that bullshit because I liked him, but now that Honey Smacks is gonna be a little bitch, we ain't got room for that. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He proved he's the GOAT, and just let it be. You got burnt by the GOAT. You can tell your little grandbabies that in 20 years when I was playing for the Chiefs, I got burnt by Tom Brady. Fuck you.
Hey,
fuck you, honeycomb.
You know what's also a big fuck you? Antonio Brown got a ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Second one. It's the second one.
No, it's not. It's first.
No, it's not. He only got one.
He never won more with Pittsburgh?
No,
he was there after the Steelers won.
Yeah.
Their last one.
Hey man, look, every crazy bastard has to get something.
Yeah. I was like, all that shenanigans.
Somebody else is going to get paid. That's another person who's going to get paid.
Oh
now.
yeah, but he's gonna demand to get paid, and they're gonna laugh at his ass, dude.
Hey, but you know what? That catch as a touchdown, that was badass.
Dude, no, look.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's a great
That was
athlete.
sealed the deal too.
hold on. Hey, Carlos, this is for you. Are you serious? That's for you. Let me tell you why I say this. No one ever discounted his talent. He's just batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he still is.
Yeah.
He still is.
But I take his crazy ass on the Giants.
He
Yeah.
hangs out down here in South Florida. He goes to Miami and plays football with the kids in the park.
Hey,
Dude,
I take his crazy ass on the Giants any day.
No, you won't.
He's
No,
not
yeah.
going anywhere. And
No, he's
the
not,
only
no.
place that he's going to be successful is with Tom Brady because
He
respects
respects
Tom
him.
Brady enough. Yeah.
Well, Tom Brady earns his.
That no. That is
Tom's the best.
Tom.
When you're
Tom is the
it's
best,
easy.
and Tom looked out for him. And
Yeah.
that's it. And
Yeah.
and look, every batshit crazy fucking you, all three of you guys know, are loyal people. Wes,
Yeah.
you've known me my whole life. I'm as batshit crazy as they fucking come. I'm as loyal to you and to all my friends and my family as I am to anything. So no, he's loyal to Tom Brady. If Tom Brady retires, Antonio Brown announces retirement. Promise you that.
Probably.
No, you
but-
know what? I think LeBron now wants to play till he's like 43.
No.
Yeah. That's
We
what I
don't
heard.
I
Something-
can
And
I
we
think I
don't
heard
mention
something on
that.
wrestling.
Listen, we don't mention that name on this podcast unless we're talking about Space Jam 2. So
Oh, trust me, I don't like LeBron.
yeah, I'm not a
Trust me.
LeBron guy. So
Yeah, I'm not a LeBron fan,
So,
but
so let's again we haven't dropped the email yet, so it's nomam@fantasyfootball at nomamfantasyfootball@gmail.com. I can't even get it straight. I'm so fired up right now. Send it over, man. We got Frankie from Wisconsin always sending us emails saying what's up to the boys. Just sending shout outs. Just hit us up. Go to the web, go to the YouTube channel, click like, subscribe, drop a comment, talk about how Carlos's hair looks really nice tonight. I don't know, it's hair envy. I'm sorry, man. It's hair envy. But
Yeah, we're all
so
bald.
there you go.
what'd you do to your hair, B?
I cut
You
it all
always
off.
shaved it. Oh no, yeah, you what you big into that? You
No.
big?
He looks
Not
extra
yet.
shiny.
I'm under the light.
Under the
Nice,
light,
yeah.
under the light. So here's let's talk about the game a little bit. So I mean we've covered a lot of it right now, so we don't have to waste too much time on it. It's over and done with, whatever. We'll move on. We'll talk about what we're going to talk about. Important stuff like the No Mammies and what we're gonna do moving forward over the next few weeks. Kind of keep you guys in tuned so you can see like up on this season of No Man Fantasy Football Podcast. We're gonna give you that today. But I mean, look, it was an entertaining game. Let's talk about.
No, it wasn't. Stop it. It was
Okay,
not.
so
It
entertaining.
sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it was a one-sided affair.
You guys are fucking negative, man. Jeez, I thought I was the. negative.
I honestly thought, I'll give you my honest opinion, is when that play, the first touchdown to Gronk, and he was wide open. And if you watch that play and you watch Evans, he executed the rub just as perfectly as you can do it without touching the defender,
Mhm.
but still getting in the way enough
Away, yep.
where he had to get around him. And Gronk ended up being wide open was the case. And it was just from right there, I was like, oh boy, I was like, this is not good.
No, look,
And
then
you know what? Wait. What's funny about that is Kansas City is notoriously like, if they're down by 10 points, usually that's no big deal. But this 10 points, like when they were down early in this game, it felt a lot more than that, quick. And it felt like it was just not going to change.
Hey, Mike, how about they were going to kick a field goal and then it went off sides? Are you kidding me?
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't ready. They just weren't. They were underprepared,
Sloppy.
overhyped.
Yeah, they played sloppy football. And, you got to give once again credit on the other side. Brady did everything he needed to do. 21-29, clean game, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, just clean as a button, and just let him.
I'll start this question off. We'll do a question and answer, and I'll be your moderator. Hi, my name is Mitchell. James, a.k.a. Wes, a.k.a. co-host, a.k.a. assistant guru. Does this taint Patrick Mahomes' legacy?
No. Oh,
No.
my bad.
No, but that's cool, Los. No, he's still young. He's got plenty of time. To me, it more cements Brady for me more than Mahomes. The only thing for Mahomes is it shocked me where I just saw him scrambling like he was like a high school quarterback. When you know that you're not better than the team and you're the better player on your team and you're just trying to make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That was more shocking that I saw out of the Kansas City Chiefs, that they look high schoolish.
Okay.
It's immense Brady, and I don't know if you're going to go down this route, Mitch, where I look at the path of quarterbacks he beat on this run.
I wanted you to. I got another question from Mike, who's going to go next. But no, say what you're going to say, because what you said you brought that up at the house on Sunday, and this is a great point.
Like I said, outside of the dude from Washington, Heineke, shout out to Heineke, and you being 7-9 and y'all playing Brady.
Heineke, baby.
But awesome. For him to go through Breeze, Rodgers, and Mahomes, like I'm willing to put that against anybody else's run. Like I saw First Take this morning, and Max tried to throw in Eli.
Yeah, dude, but went through Rodgers, the Niners defense.
No, he went through Favre, Alex Smith with the Niners, and somebody else. I forgot. Romo in Dallas. And I forgot. I think Swagoo was like, no, that's no comparison. But it was to me, it was relevant because I remember that run, and I was like, the Giants were a wild card. They were on the road every week, and it seemed like every game they won by a field goal. It was like last second.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, Eli's got to run because he's going through some dudes to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Until I saw Tom Brady, and outside of Breeze, who I think is washed, he went through some guys, the MVP and the new kid on the block for him to win. Like,
and the
now,
passing
Brady,
leader, all-time passing leader. Right,
Brady, to me, he only had a good quarter because all his production came in that second quarter.
Right.
But he maintained it enough that he didn't fuck it up to lose it. And at the end of the day, he's the MVP. Because all they remember is his good moments. He didn't have any bad moments to mess that game up. So that's why I think it's more for Brady solidifying his greatness versus anything on Mahomes. Mahomes got plenty of time, and he's got like $450 million to cash in. So
I just wanted, look, we saw a side of Mahomes that we've never seen before, and it's going to lead me into my question to Mike. Mike. The one great thing you have to admit about Mahomes is dude had legit injury, like turf toe was legit, and doesn't even use it as an excuse. As a football fan, as long as you have been, okay, where do you rank that in like sportsmanship or just like quality of a person as a player and as a human? And how he handled himself on the podium after the game, would you say?
Well, let's just start and rewind in Patrick Mahomes' life all the way back to the beginning and understand that his father.
We got an hour-long podcast, buddy.
No, just real quick. We're just gonna run. And so his father was a baseball player. He grew up around, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter. This guy saw champions, his entire life. That's all he knows is how to be. You don't make excuses when you're Patrick Mahomes. When you're that talented, there's no excuses. Not everybody that steps on the football field is. In fact, when it gets to the end of the season, most of the guys are banged up in one way or another. It's the ones that toughen it out and, play through. And but like in his case, he's never going to be that guy that's going to make an excuse for what he was. And as far as his legacy goes, where you asked Wes that question, I think, if anything, it showed how incredibly talented and unbelievable he is. His team let him down, not Patrick Mahomes. He came to play in that game. He put on some unbelievable – he was running for his life. He did everything he possibly could to win that game. His team let him down is what happened. Some of it, sure, the offensive line being all banged up and that stuff, sure. But they got abused, those guys that were out there. They got owned by Pierre Paul and the boys. I mean, they did. That's what happened. Everybody watched it. It was a one-sided affair. It wasn't even close. He was running for his life, literally, in that game. But he really showed how incredibly talented he is. To me, is all I saw. So, I mean, I'd say looking forward with him. Just keep doing what you're doing.
All I do is ask the questions. I don't mean to hurt anyone, just asking the questions here, Don't get all riled up on me, Casal.
I always get riled up, you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
So, Carlos, my question to you then is this. So, Wes had mentioned, going through these teams, right? Like Brady did and like Eli did. And I'm glad you said what you said, that he went through the defense. Now, we all know football to be a team game. Yes, Brady, and I'm gonna answer my own question after you're done answering the question. But was it all Brady, or was it what this team was truly built to be? Carlos, what's your?
Nah, man, it was all pieces. Football is not an eye sport like a basketball where you could, isolate and get your 50 points, your triple-double, whatever have you. Again, it's a team sport, and everybody came to play. Everybody believed in Brady's game plan. At the end of the day, let's be real, Brady coached that team. It wasn't Bruce Arians' crazy
I disagree. I totally disagree with that.
Well, that's not what I've heard, too. I agree with Carlos on that one, actually.
And then, at the end of the day, real quick, we all know that Belichick needed Brady, and Brady.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you on that. Definitely agree.
That's my point on that, and I'll let you go ahead, Mitch.
So here's where I kind of, like I said, answer my own question. The just like Eli, they had a good all around team, right? And they beat teams, and there's other players that you have to give the credit to. With the Tom Brady thing, this is what makes it interesting, is the Tom Brady brings to a team that sunlight, that light at the end of the tunnel, that hey, this is a guy I wouldn't mind following. It's not like somebody's like, oh, he won a few games, so let's. I think Aaron Rodgers brings that to a team too. But I don't think anyone brings that championship mentality like a guy who's proven. Like we all say, like, to me, Tom Brady is the ultimate lead by example.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first one to show up, the last one to leave. I'm going to watch more tape than anybody. But guess what? I got more rings than anybody else. Dude, think about the statistics alone. Hold on, Mike.
Well, I was just going to say one little point to what you said real quick. Leonard Fournette, they asked him, when did you think, you had a chance to win a Super Bowl? He said, when Tom Brady walked in the room. As soon as we signed Tom Brady, basically.
I mean, if you look at it from a stats perspective, Sultan, I'm glad I'm on you. I'm here with you. 20 years in the league. Half of those years I've been spent playing that Super Bowl game. And 7 times he was the champion. 5 of those times he was the MVP.
Yeah.
It's look.
Let me take it a step further and just say, listen, you can forget about talking about football as far as the greatest of all time. We already know he's done that. This is now put him in categories of like Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle, guys that won, 10 championships. Like, he's in his own category. It's not even about, he's the greatest football player of all time. There's no doubt about it, and there shouldn't even be an argument because of what he's done, man. It's just unsurmountable.
And I think it's – but
7 again, championships, and he's the leader. I mean, you can't deny it.
I think a lot of it also is the character of a person that he is. He doesn't get into any trouble. The only thing he did was he cheated on his wife with a hotter chick. I mean,
number 12. Number 12 still ain't number 23. Just remember that.
Oh, I disagree.
It's not Jordan.
I disagree. I mean, I understand.
It takes a whole football team to win.
Stop. Hold on a second. Okay. It took a whole Chicago Bulls team as well to
6 for
win
6. Won 3, retired for 2 years, came back, won another 3.
I understand.
Listen, you look. I'm
not denying Jordan's greatness by any
And I'm not
way.
a Jordan fan because I'm a Knicks fan. So I'm just
listen.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
I understand the perfect record, 6 for 6, all that stuff, and it sounds impressive. But football, you know, the influence that the quarterback has on the team. There's so many teams that you can look at, and they start every year, and you can look at who the quarterback is, and you can say, all right, they're not going to win the championship. That's for sure.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
So here's my rebut to all of it. Is if the common denominator of all that, of all these championship dynasty type teams, and if we just stay in football, you look at guys like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Okay, you look at you know Bradshaw and Lynn Swann and that massive defense. You look at Ray Lewis and that Baltimore defense. These are leaders that when they walk into a room, the heads turn. Yeah. Period.
No doubt. But he's also done it for longevity, which makes it that much even better. Like, it's incredible. Right. He's 40-something years old. Let's be
43.
Honest. He's 43, and let's be honest. Look at Drew Brees, who's 2 years younger. What did he look like? He looked like an old man. Yeah. I'm sorry. And Peyton Manning, when he won the year with the Broncos,
Broncos defense won that.
Okay, listen. You guys can say what you want about Brees, and you can say what you want about Manning. So no,
he looked old this year.
Because he was fucking broken in half.
I understand. All I'm saying is he looked old.
Okay, so look, you're 47, Wes is 47, I'm 47. Carlos, you're what, 63?
41.
41, okay? In the best shape of your life, which Drew Brees is in great shape still, when you get folded like a fucking chair.
Broke 11 ribs.
Right. I understand, but his arm.
You're not going to be the same. Peyton Manning had a broken freaking neck that they had to fuse back together.
Yep.
Look, it's in my opinion, it's uncomparable. Yes, Brady has more championships, but Peyton Manning to me was more of that team player, team guy that everyone loved and has a better. I will say this right now on the podcast. It's being recorded. Peyton Manning has a way better football mind than Tom Brady.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, let me say something here. Wow. You're talking as if this shit is over. First off, let's understand something and understand. Next year, who's the favorites to win the Super Bowl?
The Bucks.
Tampa.
Yeah, of course. Right? Why? Because Tom Brady is the quarterback. And not only that, he's going to be 44 years old. And I'll ask any one of you guys, do you think his talent is going to decline one bit at 44? And then I'll roll it to the next year and say at 45, do you still think it's going to be?
If he gets folded like Drew Brees, yeah. If he gets folded like Drew Brees, then yes.
It's not going to happen. He's too smart. He gets rid of the ball too quick. That's why he never gets touched. He's too smart. It just doesn't happen. I'm telling you. That's why he's managed to last so long and been so healthy is because he's smart. He's the smartest guy out there on the field, and he knows what the defense is going to do before they even know what they're going to do. And he embarrasses every defense out there because he knows exactly what they're doing. And you know, when you're the smartest guy on the field, it's hard to argue with. I don't know. And his track record, I'm just saying, you know, I hope it doesn't happen. He could win 8, 9, maybe even 10.
Listen, he gets frustrated a lot, and then his game is over where he doesn't look that magical. And like Wes said, Wes put it the best. He had one good quarter.
Mm-hmm. That's all he needed to do.
No,
are you telling me? Wait. Even if that game was close and it's on the line, you're telling me in the fourth quarter he can't score? Absolutely. They were running the ball, eating up the clock because the game was over. That's a different story. Right. He could have scored more.
I'm not saying Tom Brady didn't deserve MVP, but to me, the MVP of that game was the defense because I looked at it as they kept Kansas City to 3 field goals. Like, for one, I can't remember the last time you kept Kansas City out of the end zone. But the fact that that defense, gave up 3 field goals, like the first 2 times Tampa Bay scored their touchdowns, Kansas City kicked field goals. They tried to play that quarter game where, we're going to get the ball last, because me and Mitch talked about the kickoff. Because it was like, Kansas City won the kickoff and deferred. I'm like, well, maybe they know something. Then it comes down to the whole Mike Evans play, the pass interference. You giving Brady a free shot with like 30 seconds left. Now they go up 21-6. They come out of halftime. Kansas City scores a field goal. Leonard Fournette runs a touchdown. So that right there just killed the game for Kansas City, because now, Kansas City's got to throw every time just to try to get into this game, because the game plan is shot. So I think, Brady could be good, but Tampa Bay won't be good for Brady. They'll be good because of that defense, and Brady's a smart enough game manager, if I want to use that for him, to not mess it up. Like, he's smart enough to, like, if you give him opportunities in the red zone, he's going to capitalize, because he's going to identify those mismatches. But for me, seeing Brady throw for 350 yards again, 4 touchdowns, I don't see that anymore out of him.
I agree.
See, I kind of felt like he could have scored more if he needed to. I really do.
No,
I don't know.
I doubt it. Honestly,
I don't agree.
Honestly,
like I said, I don't know.
Tyreek Hill makes that catch, and Kelsey makes the catch. It's a different game.
Yeah,
No,
like I said, I don't think he
if Williams makes that catch earlier in the game, that changes the momentum of the game.
That's the one I agree with you 100%. That's the one that I pointed out. That's why I really thought that was a huge momentum, because especially the play that Mahomes made to even get the pass off was incredible.
Right.
And
All right, so we're done with that. Super Bowl, good. Congratulations, Tampa Bay. Exactly, Carlos. Do it again, buddy.
I'm with you.
So
get richer.
So in the upcoming weeks, as the podcast evolves, and we have more stuff to talk about, because it's the NFL. There's always something to talk about. We got the draft coming up here soon. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break down a division, we'll start with the NFC, and break down the NFC South first, all 4 teams, and we'll do that starting after the draft to kind of get, from a fantasy perspective, what we're going to expect, because as we've talked about on this podcast for God knows how long, we've talked about how much change is going to be going on in the NFL, and so from a fantasy perspective, the new faces and new places, and the new faces that are rookies coming up to the big game, we'll have a lot to talk about. So, we'll figure out who we're going to start with, but maybe we start with the NFC South, because that's where the champions lie. However it is, but we'll make our way around the NFL. I mean, we have a representative from the NFC East. We have a representative from the AFC West. We have the AFC East. And we have the NFC North. So we have representation. Plus, we could bring other people on, from who we know from the league that represents that team. Like, Devin can come on here and talk about the NFC West. He's a 49ers fan. So just things that'll come up, and you never know. We may pop up on a different day than Tuesday nights and do a Major League Baseball podcast, which is crazy like that sometimes. You never know. I'm not doing fantasy baseball because I have a life, and
that shit is difficult. I'm doing basketball right now, and I'm just like, whatever.
Forget it, dude. Like, I'd rather do fantasy bowling, if you ask me, to be honest with you. But
baseball, every night you gotta have a pitcher. Forget about it. It's a night.
Yeah.
But listen, this is the moment that people have been waiting for. This is the special time of the year, people.
What happened?
The Super Bowl's over.
Yes.
Now we can sit down and we got to start thinking about the No Mammies, the greatest award show in the history of podcasts of the world. I mean, we ain't got no fancy hosts. It's just 3 or 4 of us, whoever. No Halle Berry. No Leonardo DiCaprio. No. We don't even have The Weeknd in his punk ass want to be Michael Jackson. I can see your face, Weeknd. I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. But anyway,
that's my boy. He did good, man.
I'm gonna. I think we got to start taking some of these down, Wes. You know that these are start. We got to write some of these down because the Sultan. We got to make him earn his keep. So you know, the first no mammy that I'm giving away personally is to the greatest co-host in podcast history, which is Wes. He won the no mammy for that. We know that off the bat. If we want to talk about comeback player, like so what's is a comeback player of the year they talk about when you were shit last year and every year before that, and then you make it to the top, you know. So to me, there's two choices. And Mike, you know, we'll fill you in. Obviously, you're not in the league. That's to be determined too. You know, we have someone fall off. We may invite you in there. You know, this is your trial run. You know, and you're doing a great job. Look, and I'm biased because you're family, but you're doing a great job, man. But it has to be between my dad and Lewis, right, Wes? I mean, Lewis.
We're still trying to find who owns the toilet bowl.
Well, it got lost. I don't know who owned. I think someone got it and doesn't want to admit they got it. But who won it this year? Who was in dead last place this year?
Kelly or was it
Kenny? Kelly or Kenny? It was Kenny. It actually was Kenny because didn't Kelly win like the last 2 weeks?
I don't know.
So hey, Carlos, write that down.
Back to it.
The toilet bowl winner was Kenny Schultrain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you battled with Lewis all year long. We had to hear him run his mouth as he did.
It wasn't a battle.
It was a battle. But he played.
We never went head to head.
But listen, here's the thing.
And I messed up.
Here's the thing. Lewis never. This was the first year in 8 years that Lewis has made the playoffs.
He's got to be most improved, then.
He has to be most improved, right? I mean, he went from the gutter to the penthouse. I mean, all right. So write that down, Carlos. So what did you call it, Wes? The comeback player of the year?
Yeah.
Comeback player of the year, Lewis. Shout out to Lewis Knox. You're a winner of a no mammy. You'll be getting your certificate in the mail. All right. So another category we could have is the shock of the season. Now,
what do you mean?
I'm just saying, like, had no chance to make the playoffs and needed 2, maybe 3 people to lose, then score, I don't know, 75 points and somebody else to make the playoffs. I mean, I'm just saying.
We're just going to move away.
Wow.
That's one of them awards that they're going to
That's this guy right here, people. That's this guy right here.
One of them awards we're not going to put on TV. We just going to just run the credits.
I get that award before the show starts and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Nice.
Look, we got a guest host right here, and so Mike, I'm going to give you. You got 30 seconds.
All right.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to plead your case as to why you deserve the guest appearance of the year, for the No Mammy. Now, this is not to be confused with the surprise guest. The surprise guest is between like Wes's daughter, Wes's wife, and Devin's baby.
It's Kelly. Kelly's 3 and 10. Sorry.
Kelly was 3 and 10.
Yeah.
All right, so cross that out, Carlos. Kelly got the toilet bowl. Is getting the toilet bowl.
All right. Well,
you got 30 seconds. Ready?
30 seconds.
Go.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, why I deserve it is pretty simple. I mean, because number one, on the biggest game of the year, I was the only one to pick the winner. I mean, that's just straight and simple, right?
I mean,
does it get easier than that?
Shout out to judges.
And also, side note, I also picked Tom Brady as the MVP of the game. Not that that was a big surpriser, but I did also happen to get that right. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if you want quality, you know, intuitive, nature, somebody in that regard, then you might want to, consider me. Is all.
So I'm gonna give you the yay and nay on that. So the yay on that is you're right. I mean it's inarguable. It's inarguable. You hit the nail on the head with that. And mad shout out to the rest of the fucking league that didn't send us who they thought was gonna win or whatever. We gave ours. The three of us gave ours, but Big Stu didn't send an email. Lee didn't send a text. Butch didn't send a text. Kelly, no one really reached out. So
Lee had the Bucks too.
Yeah, but he won't come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Lee, but technology's a motherfucker. But anyway, so okay. I mean that was
leave
a
my
strong.
brother alone.
That was a strong case. I will say this right now, and Carlos, I'm going to ask you, for the time you've been on the podcast, you don't get, because you're employed by the podcast, you don't get you don't get the guest appearance nod. But I mean, you could have if you just been like, hey, I'll be on next week maybe. But no, I mean, you're you got a name. You're the Sultan now.
Yeah,
so
I'm the guest that doesn't leave.
So we're not going to offend Mike, but outside of Mike, give me another good contender for guest appearance on the podcast. Someone from the league.
Oh man, my boy Devin, man. He's fun.
Okay. So so right down now that's two.
He has charisma, and again, no offense to Mike. Mike is
no. This ain't about Mike. Mike already played his case. Mike's in the running. Mike made it to the finals, baby. Mike made it to the finals. He wouldn't be on the podcast right now if he didn't make it to the finals.
No,
so we got to add two more finalists to go along with Mike.
He brings a nice swag to the guest appearance, and he knows what he's talking about, and he understands whether he wins or loses, how he goes about things. So I got to give him that.
Word. Good point. He showed up on the L week, so that's major props there.
He showed up.
Because if I would have lost, I still would have showed up, regardless.
Hey, and he was he was via satellite in Pennsylvania, not even in North Carolina.
And he brought a special guest on.
And his son is at the top of the leaderboard right now. I mean, he came on drinking the milk, pimping like. I mean, just saying. All right, Wes, give me your. I need a nominee, man, for guest appearance.
Oh man, I'm gonna go Lewis Knox because he stirred it up with everybody.
Okay.
Like I said, probably his episode. I think everybody had a piece to say to him. Friendly, of course, but
right.
I mean, he was a good villain. This
he was
year.
a great villain.
Exactly.
He was a great villain.
And he kept it 100 villain with everybody. So,
like I said, we were all probably kind of salty with him because he was talking shit for winning, getting out to an early start, and we tried to tell him
he was bad.
That hey, there's a long season, and best record doesn't guarantee the chip. So my nominee will go to Lewis.
Yeah.
But I like the other. I like Mike and Devin because like I said, I've been on every week, so I know what those guys bring to the table. Every week. So and even Genius, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be biased. Well, Genius, he's a former employee, so he's disqualified as well.
Oh shit.
Look, Mike's been on 2 weeks. Mike made the prediction of the year. I mean, he was the GOAT last week, Mike. I mean, he gave us a prediction. I'm just saying. This has been the third time Mike's been on, so I mean, we obviously like him.
Kenny is
we obviously like his. Is that look? It's not about. There's no nepotism here. Look. This interaction with me and Mike is the most we've had in years, but he's a football mind first, and so what he brings to the table, that's the special guest. Now I'm gonna throw in a strong contender because
Kenny is must see TV. Like Kenny was doing some shit with us, like getting up and leaving.
I want to give it to your brother, but I gotta go Kenny. I mean, Kenny made me laugh. I mean, Kenny would he'd be staring at the screen and his shit wasn't off, but it was off up top. Like he clicked the off switch a few times, you know. So shout out to Shoal Train, but no, we're gonna make being that that's the most prestigious of the No Mammies. The three of us, the 3-man crew, is gonna go back, and look, there's a lot of benefits of being the number one guest appearance. There's a contract involved. There's longevity involved. I'm just saying. I mean, look, you know, we've talked about this a lot, whether it's fun, whether it's the truth, whether it is a little bit of both. This podcast is going somewhere, and we want to take everyone with us. And if we can, you know, look, my son can bear witness to this. We were at the food line, and someone recognized me from the podcast.
Nice.
When you can get that, that's what we aiming for. You know, look, these are crazy times, and this is a time where we this is love, this is fellowship, this is years. Look, on this screen alone for me, and I'm gonna say this for me, you know, I had a vision 5 years ago, when I started doing this at my smoke break at work, right? And I started this with Lewis, Kenny, and Mike Divis. Shout out to the original crew. And we did this. We put it on Facebook, and we had some fun with it, right? But it was always missing something. And I say that what was missing, and take it for what it's worth, it was missing Wes. Period. This is the person that when I was pimping diapers, there's only 2 people on this screen that see me in diapers. And one's Wes and one's Mike. Okay?
I had no idea.
That's TMI, Mitch. That's TMI.
But you know what? Look, guys, as great as that visual was for you guys, check this out. The man below me today, the Sultan of Stats, if it wasn't for him, I'd have nothing where I am today. And that's keeping it real. That's my wife that he introduced me to. That when I was getting a haircut, yo, dog, she'll be here in 15 minutes. All right, cool. And I jetted over. And now I'm married 20 years later. So, you know, Carlos, you know what you mean to me. So,
that's what's
again,
up.
This for me.
You're the matchmaker. You're not the Sultan of Stats.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's another show. That's another podcast. That's another podcast.
Carlos the matchmaker.
But in essence of everything, dude, like keeping it real, like my vision of this is going to blow up next year. We're going to be doing bigger things next year. We're going to get out there more. It's not just going to be on YouTube. We're going to be all over the place, right? And so, you know, we take it's fun to us, but we take this damn serious, you know, and we know what this is about. What, you know, and when I finally got Wes on board to do this was like it like to me, it made everything. So there are a few more awards I want to talk about. One is being, if you think about this, Wes, and Carlos, it's going to be hard for you because, I mean, this is your first year in the league. But we got to talk about Mr. Consistency. And this will be obviously just for this past year.
When I heard it was your brother.
That's what I would say. That's Lee is Mr. He gets the consistency.
Every week that, you know, we get going toe-to-toe, people are like, yo, watch out for Lee. And I was like, yo, all right. And I see him and putting up points. And when I faced him, we had to go. Football. Yeah, we had to go 150, 160 points.
Well, no. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it fucking real, Carlos. The No Mammy Award that you are getting is Point Master Scratch. Because ain't no one put up points like Carlos this year.
Man,
so write that fucker down. The Point Master Scratch Award goes to Carlos Franco. By far.
Dude, I did a quick analysis of my points. I average 157 points a game.
That's craziness, dude. That's crazy.
That's good. That's tough to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, on a weekly, if you're scoring that average.
And honestly, I didn't even have, like, the way, you know, the draft, I didn't even have studs, to be honest with you.
But that's the misconception of
guys end up being studs that you don't think are going to be studs. I mean, really. They put up the numbers, you get the numbers, you know?
Yeah.
So, Wes, are you looking at the No Mam stats right now?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the standings. Give me some points, stuff like that.
Who had the most waiver wire moves?
Oh, hold on.
Because
that's probably me. You know me. I'm always streaming defense.
Well, I traded a lot too, so I'm up there.
You trade, but no, West hit the waiver wire.
I trade free agency a lot.
But Carlos, write that down. You're the point master. Scratch goes to
me.
Carlos.
I'm tied with Stu. We both had 46.
Okay, so
how many I had?
28.
What did I have? What was I at?
27.
One.
Nice. All right, so write this down, Carlos. So Wes and my dad get the waiver wire champions of the year award. The no mammy for the waiver warriors. We'll call it the waiver warriors. That'll be theirs. But yeah, and we'll email back and forth, the four of us. You know, we come up with a cool name, something something unique. But Mike, look, you're pushing it, man. I love it. This is Mike, and that's the envelope. You know, he's going there, man. Mike's there, man. I look, if I can vote, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I know I nominated somebody, but like I told you, I couldn't vote for him because he's just a clown. But my vote right now, I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna vote for my cuz.
Got a question. What's the difference between waiver and moves?
Because I think waiver and is that number higher?
I bring that up because Stu's got 10 waiver and I got 8 waivers. Total moves are both 46, so I don't know if that's included or what.
Good to know.
I don't know. Stu may win the money making move maker. The money making move maker award goes to Stu. There you go, Carlos. Write that one down. The no mammy for money making move maker goes to Big Stu. And we're gonna look. I'm gonna make a little award like on the Word documents. Print them out, give them out to everybody. Jen's making me little wood no mammies. We got.
Nice.
We're gonna carve them out. We're gonna do it right, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it to the forefront.
Hey, I'll be there for the draft this year. So
are you gonna come for the draft this
year? Yeah.
All right.
I already put it out there, and I'll take the next day off or whatever. But yeah, I'll be there. We have some fun.
That'll be. It's usually planned the last week in August.
Not September, right? August.
Yeah. Usually the last week in August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hey, Wes. So I'm gonna have a champion here helping me out for the Blood and Bones then, because we always do Blood and Bones that night.
What's that?
That's Wes's league.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely want to see how that goes.
Yeah.
So the same setup I have right now. I sit here and it's no video though, but I got the board up and I'm just because some of the guys in Wes's league, they're like they'll make a pick and you'll be like,
yeah,
okay, sweet, that's awesome. I'll get the next 5 great guys in a row.
Exactly. You kind of see where that knowledge level falls off.
But hey, look, fellas. From me to you, to fam, to everyone out there in internet land, click, like, subscribe, hit the email, nomamfantasyfootball@gmail.com. Help us out. Let us grow. What's up, Wes?
I got my 3rd Are You Serious for the episode.
Oh, my God. Whoa. We're bringing it back, people.
Wow.
Hold on.
Jameis Winston, are you serious? You had a damn Super Bowl winning team 2 years ago, and you couldn't do jack but throw 30 interceptions. And before we go, shout out to Edith. Happy Valentine's Day, baby.
Yo, we'll hit y'all next week, people. Love you. Love, peace, and hair grease. Hey, Bruce Arians, I want to check. Look, I want to check, buddy.
See y'all fellas next week.